Why was GDP created for economic growth analysis? Imagine trying to understand how well a country is doing without a clear way to measure its overall activity. That's where gross domestic product, or GDP, comes into play. It was made to give a simple, consistent way to see how much a country produces in a certain time frame. Think of it as a big scoreboard for the economy. Before GDP, there were other ways to measure economic performance, but they weren't enough. During tough times like the Great Depression or World War II, policymakers needed a reliable number. They wanted to know how bad the economy was doing and if their policies were helping. Without a clear measure, it was hard to tell if things were improving or worsening. Simon Kuznets, a famous economist, helped develop this idea in the 1930s. He started with gross national product, which looked at what a country's residents produced, even outside the country. Later, GDP was created to focus only on what was produced inside the country's borders. This change helped get a more accurate picture of the country's own economy. GDP can be calculated in three main ways. The first is the production or output approach, which adds up all goods and services made. The second is the income approach, which totals all the money earned from producing those goods and services. The third is the expenditure approach, which adds up what households, businesses, and the government spend. The most common method is the expenditure approach because it shows how much final users are buying. Creating GDP made it easier to track how the economy grows or shrinks over time. By comparing GDP figures from different periods, economists can see if the economy is expanding or contracting. They also adjust these numbers for inflation to get real GDP, which shows true growth without price changes. Real GDP growth rates are a key sign of economic health. GDP helps policymakers decide what to do. If GDP is rising, it usually means more jobs and higher incomes. If it's falling, it might be time for stimulus measures or other policies to boost the economy. It also helps compare countries and see how they are doing relative to each other. In essence, GDP was created to give everyone a clear, straightforward way to measure how much a country produces. It helps track growth, guide policies, and understand economic health. Without it, analyzing the economy would be much more complicated and less accurate.